Thank you. I forgot it. Sorry. Yes, I'm recording now. So, how can you describe that landscape? What do you think it is?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Very good. That's it. That's one.
Pretty.
Pretty. Good. Okay. Pretty. And with pretty, we have an important thing to talk about. Well, in a second, right? Listo. ¿Qué
Is
más?
a
Any other?
calm, I'm
Lily?
sorry.
Dale,
It's
dale,
a
go.
calm place. Calm.
It's a calm place. Good. That's it. Any other? What do you think? Nobody else.
Inspirated. Inspirated.
What do you think? What do you mean?
Inspirador, inspirador,
Inspiring.
Inspiring. Yes.
Inspiring. Muy bien. It's pretty inspiring. That's good. Do you think it's, well, according to what you see, do you think it's cold or hot?
Cold.
I would say it's cold. True.
Cold.
That's
Sí,
it.
cold.
Yeah. Do you think it's noisy or quiet?
Quiet.
Quiet.
Of course, it's pretty quiet. Not like, as Liliana said, it's calm. It's peaceful, right? It's peaceful. Do you think it's contaminated or it's clean?
Clean.
Clean, very
It's
clean.
clean, right? Very good.
Very
And
clean.
do you think it's, well, honestly, would you say that it is exciting or a little bit boring? What do you think?
Exciting.
Exciting.
Exciting. Well, for some people say exciting. Other people say like, no, teacher, kind of boring because, no internet, no TV. Maybe it's a little bit boring. And final question, do you think it's safe or it's dangerous?
Safe.
Okay. Okay, safe. Well, very good. Anybody thinks that, we teacher, it looks dangerous, maybe. Any ideas? No? Well, good. In this case, guys, you're talking about the characteristics of the place, of the picture. Easy, no problem, right? So, but in one chart that we have here, we have some words. Let's see. Paula Porras, help me reading the first line. Only the first line.
Extremely versus two.
Okay, good. In this case, it's extremely, this one, it doesn't sound extremely versus two. Okay, so we have extremely and two. Muy bien. Viviana, number two, the second line.
What? Sorry.
Viviana?
Viviana.
I said Viviana, yes. Thanks.
Okay.
So, Viviana, are you there? Oh, well, dale, Lily, go ahead, no problem.
Really? Very pretty.
Okay, really, very, and pretty. Good, very good. Edwin, brother, the number three. Edwin, are you there? I think she's there. Tengo un problema con el micrófono. Ya estoy tratando. Listo, tranquila, Vivi, no te preocupes. Ronaldo, read, please, this one. Read the word.
Fairly.
Fairly, very good, excellent. And the last one, Maria Camila.
What?
Somewhat. This one, it's not going to sound, so it's somewhat. Ready? Well, so what we have here in these words or in this chart, it's called adverbs. The adverbs are going to be exaggerations, adverbs of degree that are going to modify these characteristics. Ready? For example, when I say cold, what do you think? It is extremely cold or it is fairly cold? So we have different degrees of a characteristic. In this case, we have the maximum degree, which is extremely or 2. Then we have when I say, okay, it's very, 70%, when I say a lot, muy, right? Fairly, which is like, yeah, well, more or less 50-50, And when I say someone, it's a little bit. So it's going to be, let's call 20% of that characteristic, right? For example, if I say that the place is extremely cold, or too cold is because it's how do you say that? An extreme, right? So, for example, Siberia is extremely cold, or Alaska is extremely cold. This place is not extremely cold. It's probably fairly cold, like fairly cold. It's cold, but not so extremely cold. It's like kind of cold, but not so much, right? Or for example, if I say dangerous, do you think that it's extremely or too dangerous? No, but it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous because it has animals and but it's not extremely dangerous, right? So in that case, we're going to have a degree of the adverbs for giving more or less importance or more or less emphasis to the characteristics, right? But for example, here we have, well, extremely. What is the meaning of extremely?
Extremadamente.
Extremadamente, very good. What is the difference between extremely and too? Why we have a confrontation here? Why we have extremely and too separated? Any ideas?
Demasiado.
Mari?
Demasiado.
Demasiado and extremely, extremadamente. So in that case, when we call about extremely, it's a maximum characteristic, but could be good or could be bad. For example, extremely cold, extremely inspiring, extremely safe. When I say too, it's something which is bad. For example, too dangerous, because it's demasiado inseguro, demasiado peligroso. So it's a characteristic which is bad. Now, teacher, that place is too boring. Demasiado qué? What is the meaning of boring?
Aburrido.
Aburrido.
Aburrido, very good. So, nah, teacher, it's too boring. It's a bad characteristic. So when we have extremely and too, it's the same, but extremely can be something good or something bad, while too, it's exclusively something which is bad. Okay, ready?
Teacher,
Yes.
pero el tú también se utiliza para decir también.
Yes. Recording, yes, in the week number 6, we talk about that too, when it's before the adjective, it's going to be demasiado, cuando está antes del adjetivo. ¿Listo? Antes de un adjetivo
Ok.
es demasiado. Y cuando to está al final de la oración, es cuando significa también. ¿Ok? So, for
Perfect.
example, I love you too. Ese to, in that case, it means también. ¿Vale? Al final de la oración. ¿Vale? Bueno, muy bien. Very good. Listo. In
Ay,
the next.
perdón,
Yes. Dale, yes.
pero la última pregunta. Pero entonces, ¿por qué la gente dice too much? Si much no es algo negativo.
Exactly. When I say too much, it's a characteristic which is enormously. Es una característica, es una cantidad, perdón, negativa. No sé si recuerdan que hablábamos de algo cuando hablábamos de la ciudad, que hablábamos hay mucho y dependía si era bueno o malo, como hay mucho crimen. Entonces, there is too much crime. Es algo malo. Cuando digo too much, ¿ves? Es algo malo. Si es too much. Si es much solamente, está bien. Pero si es too much, ya es demasiado. ¿Listo? Ready? The same way I can say too many.
Yo creo que he usado el too much en positivo.
So when I say too, it's going to be negative. O algo que es demasiado malo, ¿no? For example, nah, I don't have. No, sorry. I wasted. I waste. What is the meaning of waste? ¿Alguien sabe qué significa el verbo waste? Waste.
Esperar.
Ese es wait, pero este es waste.
Bastante. Despedirse.
Sorry, again.
Desperdiciar.
Desperdiciar, muy bien. I wasted too much time. Entonces, es una cantidad grande, pero de algo malo. I wasted too much time, right? So, in that case, the too much continúa siendo algo malo. Es una mala connotación. No es que sea que la oración much, perdón, to siempre sea en negativo, o sea, que tenga el auxiliar don't o doesn't, sino que es una connotación negativa, es algo malo. ¿Listo? A eso me refiero con que es negativo, con que es algo que no gusta, es algo negativo para la persona, ¿vale? Álvaro.
Teacher, pero ahí en ese caso, En ese caso, si por decir alguna persona, no sé, por equivocación o alguna, para afirmar algo dice too much, entonces es malo, entonces solamente decir solamente la frase, too much.
Yeah, well, si es algo bueno, puedo cambiarlo por otras expresiones, como por ejemplo, a lot o so much.
Ah,
So
so
much ya cambia la percepción. Cuando yo digo, thank you so much, ese es muchas gracias, pero ese so no es negativo. O thanks a lot, es muchas gracias, pero no es negativo. A diferencia del to, que sí tiene una connotación negativa.
Ok,
¿Vale?
ok, ok. Listo, listo, ahora sí.
Teacher, y tu money también se utiliza solo para negativo.
Exactamente. Por ejemplo, too many people, it's an example, ¿no? Too many people speak at the same time. Speak at the same time. Entonces, es algo malo. Too many people speak at the same time. Demasiada gente, yes, when I say too many people, right? También es igual para malo. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Recuerden que too much es para non-countable y money es para countable. Pero pues igualmente la connotación es negativa, ¿vale? Paula, cuéntame. Paula, ¿no te escuchamos? Pégate al micrófono. De nuevo, please. Again.
¿Escuchas ahí?
Sí, dale ahí, sí, yes.
Ok. Si yo digo, hay muchos recursos, ¿cómo se utiliza? O sea, ¿cómo puedo identificar si es con so much o con a lot?
Ah, no, when I say resources, si son resources, es contable, ¿no? Resources. Entonces, en ese caso puede ser so, pero no much, sino many. So many resources, yes? O there are a lot of resources. Cualquiera de las dos puede ser, no problem, right? ¿Listo? Pero pues obviamente so many porque resources es contable. Recuerden que si es plural es porque es una palabra contable. ¿Listo, Pau? Right?
Teacher, o sea, el tú no se utiliza como conector, o sea, como te digo, y usted, y también ustedes, por ejemplo.
No.
O
Cuando
sea, no,
es
mal.
to, va a ir al final. Perdón, cuando están bien, va a ir al final. Si quiero conectar dos ideas, recuerden que usamos and o also, cualquiera de las dos. O a veces las dos, and also.
Ah,
Ready?
listo.
¿Listo?
Entendido. Ujú.
Bueno, muy bien, very good, good. So, in that case, we have also, bueno, extremely and to es como el máximo, right? That's it. Then we have really, very, and pretty. What is the meaning of really?
¿Realmente?
Realmente.
Very,
Muy.
muy, very good. And
Muy.
pretty,
Hermoso.
hermoso, pero también es muy. Va a ser igual
Muy.
que
Ajá.
to, tiene dos usos. Puede ser muy o puede ser también hermoso. Ready? Como acá le coloqué el asterisco. Entonces, in this case, is the second level, el segundo nivel. So we have some characteristics, which is a lot, ¿sí? Es como muy, yes, but not the maximum characteristic, ¿no? So, for example, Bogotá is really crowded, yes? Bogotá, for example, for the people who live here, Bogotá is really crowded. No is not, sorry, is not extremely crowded, no es extremadamente llena, es muy llena, ready? Pero no es extremadamente
No
llena.
te está escribiendo.
¿También, Mari?
No te está escribiendo el apuntador.
¿No pueden ver la
Sí, sí.
No, pero yo creo que es tu internet que está más lento. Yo lo estoy viendo que está
Ahora
escribiendo.
yo, bueno, ok,
Ah,
don't
sí,
worry.
hasta ahorita me salió. Gracias.
Vale, no problem, don't worry. This boat is really crowded, it means like es muy, no es extremadamente, no es la más, but it's very big, it's very crowded, you know? So, really, very, and pretty es una exageración de una característica, que no es la más, pero sí es muy, ¿listo? In the same way, we have fairly, which is like, yes, más o menos, right? And somewhat, which is a little bit, un poquito, right? For example, let's say that Medellin is somewhat cold. Sometimes, not always, no? Usually it's template, but Medellin is somewhat cold.
Temple.
Yeah, usually it's template, no? So, but sometimes at night is somewhat cold. You know? So the expression somewhat, it's like, nah, it's a little bit. That's it, no more, right? Bueno, guys, this was only any questions with these expressions? Extremely, fairly, very,
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, of course.
somewhat is the same that little.
See, it's basically the same as a little. Exactly like that. Ready? It's a synonym for saying, Megan is a little cold. It means it's somewhat cold, you know? It's similar to a lot. It's an expression also of quantity, but unfortunately, it's not an adverb. No es un adverbio, por eso no la coloco acá, pero it's exactly the same vowel, okay? Yes. But I think yes. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions here in the expressions? ¿Alguna otra duda, pregunta con estas expresiones? Questions?
Absent teacher.
No, all fine.
All right.
Very good. That's it. Guys, what happened if I don't wear comfortable clothes in a place that is extremely cold? What happened if I don't wear the necessary clothes in an extremely cold place?
You can see.
I can what, sorry, Paul?
You can see.
You
Sí,
can.
Enfermar.
Ah, good, excellent. Entonces, enfermar, good. Careful, when I say sick, es el adjetivo enfermo. Por lo tanto, enfermarse o ponerse enfermo, it would be with the verb get. Get sick. Ready? Entonces, muy bien, I can get sick, right? When we talk about the problems of health, which is the topic of this week, we are going to have a lot of vocabulary, right? The grammar is super simple. I am going to have, you know, the verb to be or the verb to get in order to describe the problems that I have, the symptoms, right? For example, get is also similar to have. It's also possible with have, right? Describing the symptoms that we have, no? For example, let's see some pictures and then you tell me what is going on that picture. Wait a second. Let me just show you the picture. Bueno, what's going on with the woman that is in the picture? Tell me. What does she get? What does she have?
She has a stomachache.
Exactly. Very good, Paula. Very good. Excellent. Vocabulary. So we're going to have some words which is called this way. It's pronounced ache. Ready? What is the meaning of ache?
Dolor.
Dolor. Muy bien. Of course that we have pain. And of course that we have other one which is sore. Also, all of them are called pain. Todos los tres son dolor. Yes, you know, sore. But we're going to have different words depending the word. Ache is going to be for specific parts of the body. For example, in this case, stomachache. Exactly, ache. Remember that pronunciation is with K, ache. So stomachache, ready? Stomachache. Or, for example, what's the other one that we have? Oh my God, sorry.
Headache.
What about this one?
Headache.
Headache. Very
Headache.
good. Yeah, headache. Right? So it's gonna be stomachache, headache. What happens if it's on the back part? It's gonna be, of course, a backache.
But
Exactly, backache, right? Or if it's in my tooth, toothache. What is the meaning of toothache?
Diente.
muela.
Dolor de muela, very good. Of course, tooth is diente, but dolor, toothache, it's gonna be dolor de muela. Ready? Also, if we have, for example, a problem like, let's see, this woman, let me show you this woman. What's going on with this little woman, with that poor woman? What's the problem there?
No sé.
What do you think? What are the problems of the woman? How do you call this part of the body?
She's sad.
Ay.
Eyes, very good. So when we have a part of the body which is irritated for the use, because we use it too much, is going to be the word sore. You know, problems in this case, they are red and watery. What is the meaning of watery? watery eyes,
Aguados.
aguados o llorosos. Very good. So we have here sore eyes. Yes, sore eyes. Why? Because I use a lot of the computer, because I am in the sun all day, because I have some problems on my eyes, so I got sore eyes, right? For example, the teachers use a lot the throat. What is the meaning of throat?
Garganta.
Garganta. So I can get, for example, after the classes, usually I get sore throat. What is the meaning of sore throat?
De garganta.
Dolor de garganta. That's why I drink a lot of water, right? Or for example, if I go to the gym the next day, I am going to have sore,
De leg.
well, also
Muscle.
sore feet, but usually
Dolor muscular.
sore muscles, exactly. Sore muscles, which is like, oh my God, my muscles are in pain, right?
Músculo, sí. Músculo.
Exactly. Or for example, if I walk a long time, what do I get? If I walk for a long time,
Sore leg.
for sore
Legs.
feet.
Dolor
know?
de pies.
Exactly,
Yes,
sore feet. Ready?
de pie.
So in that case, we're going to see different problems that we have, especially with the different parts of the body. When it's a more general problem, I can use it with pain, no? So it's a pain in the neck, for example, something more muscular, a pain in my, I'll say, in my shoulders. You know what shoulders? What is the meaning of shoulders?
Hombros.
A mí se me olvida todo, I'm sorry. Good, excellent. Hombros, muy bien. It's a pain, I don't know, in my jaws,
Face.
yeah, in my face, in my, what is the meaning of jaws?
I don't know.
Well, it's similar to chin.
Mandíbula.
Mandíbula, muy bien, very good. So
Sí,
something
sí.
more muscular, it's going to be simply pain, no? So I have a pain on my leg, I have a pain on my arm, I have a pain on my bicep, I have a pain on my hips, en la cadera, bueno, so on, so on, right? Hasta ahí como van con el vocabulario, más o menos, good. Es mucho vocabulario, but no worries. We're going to practice it a lot. Hasta ahí, ¿cómo van?
Teacher, tengo una inquietud.
Question.
O sea, la posición en la que usted está representando, o sea, como tal, cada, por decir algo, cada parte o cada... ¿Es así la posición o usted lo está poniendo así como por ejemplo nada más?
Así es, así es. Cuando uso ache, va a ir después de la parte del cuerpo. Entonces,
Ok.
stomach ache, headache, backache. Cuando
Ajá.
uso sore, va antes de la parte del
Antes,
cuerpo. I
ajá.
have sore eyes, sore throat, sore muscles, sore feet. Y
Y
pain
pain,
también.
y pain es
Antes
más
de.
detallado, pues, o sea, como veo que tiene más detalle.
Es más muscular. Entonces, es como un dolor en, un dolor en el cuello, un dolor
Ok,
en los
ok,
hombros, un
ok.
dolor en la mandíbula, un dolor en la cara, un dolor en el brazo, un dolor,
Perfecto,
Algo como,
perfecto.
de hecho, es al contrario, como un poquito más general, como que no es tan específico como dolor de estómago, dolor de cabeza, sino
Ujú.
un dolor en tal parte.
Ok, perfecto,
Ready?
listo, teacher.
¿Listo?
Thank you.
Perfect, that's it. Bueno, apart of that, we have other different problems that we got here, no? So, for example, we have, how do you call this part? Rápido, rápido, let's see. How do you call that?
Tilt. No.
Pronunciation?
What?
Coach.
With F. This sound, it's going to sound like an F.
Cough. Cough.
Cough.
Ajá.
Ready? And what about if I say atsu, atsu, atsu? How do you call that?
Ay, se me olvidó. Ujú.
How do you call that? Tell me.
Sneeze?
Sorry?
Sneeze?
Sneeze. Very good. Excellent. That's great. And what about if my temperature goes down? Goes down? No, sorry, goes up. What about if my temperature goes up? This little guy, with the thermometer. Fever. Very good. Excellent. The fever. Okay, very good. What about if I cut myself and, I can see some blood? How do you call that?
Blood in nose?
Okay, well, we're going to have the word bleed, which is like sangrado, and then the part of the body. For example, in this
Nosebleed?
case, nosebleed, very good, but I can say, for example, mouth bleed, no, depending the part of the body. Normally, of course, is the nosebleed, no? I can have a bleed, if I cut myself, for example, I can have a bleed in other parts of the body, right? Okay. Bueno, other different words, other different vocabulary. Let's see. What about this one? It happens usually when you got the fever and then you start feeling cold, but you are actually really hot. How do you say that?
Cold?
Well, the cold is resfriado, which is like the general problem. But one of the symptoms is the fever. And with the fever, we have another problem that it's that you start shaking.
COVID.
Actually, when you got COVID, you have a lot of that because you have a lot of fever. So the fever produces the
The symptom,
chills.
okay.
Chill.
What is the meaning of chills?
Escalofrío.
Escalofríos, very good, excellent. The chills, right? Very, very good. What about if we have over here? Also, when you have the flu, well, cold, it's resfriado, or we have the flu. What's the meaning of flu?
Resfriado.
Gripa.
Gripe, algo más serio, like something like, okay, with fever, with vomit, with all of that. But the principal or the main symptom is this one, right? How did you say that? How do you call that? Any ideas?
Congestion.
Yeah, actually, we can say nose congestion, or simply we could say a runny nose. Runny nose or nose congestion. So there are different ways to call that, right? So, and in this case, what the woman is doing is blow your nose. Blow your nose. What is the meaning of blow your nose? Sonarse, very good.
Sonarse la nariz, sonarse la nariz,
Exactly,
sí.
sonarse la nariz, what we call as sonarse. That's it. So, good. So, guys, in this case, any other that you want to know? ¿Algún otro que quieren saber? Any other? Any other problem? No?
Allergies.
Allergies. Okay, good. Well, with the allergies, I remember something. The names that we have in Spanish for the sicknesses is very similar that the names that they have in English. It's just changing the pronunciation. For example, what happens when you don't eat at certain times, or when you drink too much aguardiente, or when you eat too much spicy food? What happens? What does it cause? What is the name of that problem?
Colic.
Well, that's a cramp, cramps. Cramps, well, especially for the women, we have menstrual cramps, so that are like colicos, right? But when you eat a lot of spicy food, or when you stress a lot, or when you drink too much liquor, like aguardiente, those things, you can get a gastritis. It's exactly the same written, but the pronunciation is English pronunciation. So it's not gonna be gastritis like in Spanish, but gastritis in English. The same is going to be pharyngitis. The same is going to be sinusitis. The same is going to be rhinitis. The same is going to be, so the names are going to be the same, but the pronunciation is the one that is going to change with those names which are previously established, no? So gastritis, pharyngitis, cystitis, like all of those things are going to be the same written, but with a different pronunciation. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay, yes, good. Okay, and we have another one which is really important. How do you say, or how do you call when you start having a problem with the respiration, which is like, how do you call that?
Hiccup.
Hipo.
Exactly, very good. Hipo, which is hiccups,
Hipo.
right? Hiccups, right? So in this case, we found a lot of different problems, no? So that you can have a stomach ache, that you can have a headache, that you can have a runny nose. For example, in my case, I suffer rhinitis. Oh my God, I suffer rhinitis. So normally in the morning, I have a runny nose, I have watery eyes, I have itchy. Itchy. What is the meaning of itchy?
Pequeña,
Exactly. So I
Alergia.
have, exactly, I have
pequeña.
itchy throat. So as I suffer rhinitis, I normally have itchy throat. You know, my throat is itching inside. I also have a runny nose. I have a lot of things, right? For example, guys, if you have migraine, what is the common symptom?
Migraña.
Yeah, what is the
Migraña.
common symptom?
Head
Headache.
pain.
Headache. Recuerden, headache.
Headache.
Ajá, ache. Muy bien, very good. Headache, right?
Sore
Oh,
eyes.
exactly. And for example, if you have a gastritis, what is the common symptom?
Stomachache.
Stomachache.
Right? Very good. Excellent. And if you are too stressed, what is the common symptom?
Headache.
Headache. Anything else?
Ansiedad, ¿cómo se dice?
Anxiety. Very good. Anxiety. Muy bien, Lili. Excelente. Mari.
Teacher, una pregunta.
Dime,
Vemos
claro.
cuando una persona, bueno, acá se desmaya, nosotros pues le decimos desmayarse, pero digamos, ¿cómo sería pues en el idioma?
Faint. Faint
Ok.
es desmayarse. Ready?
Ah,
Good. Excellent. Listo. Well, there is an expression which is passed away. Something, it's the last of the expressions. What is the meaning of pass away?
Fallecer.
Fallecer. Entonces, pass away, of course, is really related, but it's an expression which is more accepted. Es una expresión mucho más aceptada para decir que alguien murió, para no usar el verbo died, que es como muy directo. Una forma más, digamos, aceptada, más amable de decirlo sería passed away. ¿Listo? ¿Ready? Bueno, guys, hasta ahí, ¿cómo vamos con el vocabulario? Easy, problems, difficulties.
Many words.
Oh, many words, a lot of words. If the person has COVID, what was the symptoms of the COVID? What were the symptoms of the COVID?
Fever.
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 Fever. Cold.
¿Qué más? Anything else?
Pain in body.
Exactly, pain in the body, fever, the chills, sometimes cough, sometimes depending, like in the last part of the COVID, it was cough, sometimes like that. Bueno, muy bien, guys. So in this case, the vocabulary, perfect. That's it. ¿Listo? But what happened? As we have a lot of problems, we have a lot of different problems with the health, and we are going to talk about something which is really important, and it's called the modal verbs. Anybody know what is the meaning of modal verb? What is the meaning of that? ¿Qué significa eso? Modal verbs.
Verbos modales.
Verbos modales. ¿Alguien sabe qué significa que sea un verbo modal? O sea, ¿cuál es la característica? Pues, ¿para qué sirve? Anything else? Ideas? Well, I'm going to continue, don't worry. So a modal verb, it's a verb that is always, always, always accompanied by another verb. Es un verbo que siempre está acompañado de otro verbo. Es decir, que es un verbo que como tal solo no lo puede usar. Debe complementar su uso o su significado con otro verbo. ¿Ready? Y ese verbo siempre va a ir ¿en qué forma?
Infinitivo,
O sea, Heidi, ¿qué es eso? La forma infinitiva.
el verbo normal,
El
sin
verbo
modificaciones.
normal, sin ninguna modificación. Muy bien, very good. Entonces, in that case, I said that the modal verb, it's a verb that is always, always, always accompanied with another verb in the infinitive form. Entonces, primera regla, el verbo, en este caso, siempre va a ir en infinitivo, sin importar cuál sea el sujeto. Trabajar con verbos modales es muy sencillo porque en este caso siempre va a ir el verbo en infinitivo, sin importar cuál sea el sujeto. Segundo, modal verbs, they don't use any auxiliar, no usan ningún auxiliar. Entonces, if it's negative, I am going to include the negative here, and that's it. Solamente incluyo el negativo ahí después del modal if in, no more. No uso don't, doesn't, isn't, no, nothing. It's just going to be the negation after the modal verb. Today, we're going to focus in two modal verbs. The first one is can, and the second one is should. What is the meaning of can?
Poder.
Right? Yes, good. And the second one, should, what is the meaning of that?
Es como recomendar.
Deberías, o sea, como una recomendación. Muy bien, very good, guys. Entonces, in this case, when we're talking about these modal verbs, we are... Yes,
Ese should, una pregunta. Should no se utiliza también como me gustaría.
ese es would, I would like.
Ah, ok.
Lo que pasa es que se pronuncia parecido, pero ese es would like. ¿Ready? Listo, muy bien, very good. This should, como dijimos, es deber. Ready? Y can, poder. Right? Can is going to talk about possibility, if it's possible or not to do something. While should, it's a recommendation. As you did it, it's a recommendation, right? So when we talk about, let me erase this part. When we talk about can and should, we're going to be able to, wait un segundo here. Okay, that's it. So we're going to use can and should in order to describe the possible solutions for those problems that we have, right? For example, well, I'm going to have can and can't, affirmative and negative. When I say can, it's because it's something which is possible, algo que se puede hacer. It's possible. When I have can, it's because it's impossible. Algo que es imposible, no se puede hacer. On the other hand, we have should and shouldn't. In this case, I'm not talking about if it's possible or impossible. I'm talking about if it's a good idea or bad idea. Ya no estoy hablando de si es posible o imposible, sino ya sé que es posible. Ahora solo quiero saber si es una buena idea o una mala idea, ¿vale? Entonces, in that case, it's different. Por
¿Cómo
ejemplo,
es la pronunciación? Disculpe, teacher.
should.
Esa.
No suena ni
Should.
la O ni la L. Should.
Oh, should. Ok, listo. Teacher.
Y cuando es
Thank you.
negativo, esta contracción se
Shouldn't.
produce como una R, exacto. Shouldn't. Right?
Shouldn't. Ok.
Muy
Listo.
bien.
Thank you.
¿Listo? Acá sí es muy normal. Can't y can't. ¿Ready? La negación no es tanto con A, sino vamos a hablar de una letra que en español no existe, que es entre A y E. Entonces no es ni A ni E, sino es en la mitad. Can't. No es ni can't ni can't, es en la mitad. Can't. Ready? That's the pronunciation of can't. But in the other ones, it's just easy. It's only should or shouldn't. That's it. ¿Listo? Bueno, so remember that in this case, I'm talking about the recommendation and in this case about possibility, right? For example, I'm going to ask you, bueno, what can I do? What can I do for the fever? Para la fiebre, what can I do? Tell me all the remedies that you remember. All the remedies that you remember for the fever. Todo lo que recuerdo for the fever.
The aspirin. Aspirin.
Okay, take an aspirin.
Cold water.
Cold water. Sorry, one more time.
I took a shower.
Take a shower. Bueno, hot or cold?
Eh, tomar una ducha.
But
Cold, cold.
It's cold, ¿cierto? It's take a cold shower. Ok, muy bien, very good. ¿Alguna otra? Maybe
Acetaminophen.
acetaminophen, good, okay.
Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen, good.
Sleep.
Okay, sleep, that's almost necessary. No, good. Entonces, in that case, you give me all the
Tea hot.
recommendations. Sorry?
Tea hot.
Hot tea.
Hot tea. Yeah.
Okay. Bueno,
Hot
maybe
tea.
good. Hot tea, that's it. So, in that
Hot tea,
case, you give me
hot tea of lemon. Yeah.
hot lemon tea.
Okay, sí.
Very hot lemon tea. Entonces, bueno, here you give me all the recommendations that are possible. Me dijeron todo lo que se puede hacer, ¿cierto? Pero, ¿qué pasa? Esas son todas las posibilidades, es lo que es posible. Ahora, si quiero dar una recomendación, porque es mi recomendación, porque creo que es una buena idea, de todas estas, ¿cuál creen que es la mejor opción?
I should go to the doctor.
I should what, sorry, Ronaldo?
I should take an acetaminophen.
I should
Go to
take...
the doctor, aunque no lo dijimos,
Bueno,
teacher.
sí, de hecho sí, ¿no? I should go to the doctor, pero bueno, let's say I should take a pill. Bueno, a pill es una pastilla, llámese acetaminofén o whatever, I should take a pill, ¿cierto? Entonces, de todas las opciones que son posibles, I can sleep, I can take an aspirin, I can take a cold shower, I can drink cold water, I can take acetaminophen. I recommend this one, recomiendo esta. I should take a pill. So in that case, es la misma idea, pero la concepción cambia al cambiar el verbo modal. Ya no es que puedes hacerlo, sino que deberías hacerlo, ¿cierto? Porque es una buena idea. Now, ¿cómo van hasta ahí? ¿Más o menos bien la diferencia entre can y should?
Right.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Poder y
Guys,
deber.
sí, exactly. It's just simply can and should. That's it. Poder y deber. Ready? Now, what is a bad idea if I have fever? That you say like, no debería hacerlo. What's that action that you say like, no, it's not recommended?
Drink alcohol.
Eso que tomes un aguardiente para la fiebre, eso no, ¿cierto? Drink alcohol. It's not a good idea. Anything else? Sorry? Go out, yeah, actually go out at all. It's not a good idea. Muy bien, ¿qué más? Anything else?
Eat candies.
Okay, good. Eat candy, good. Eat candy or sugar, you know, that's it.
Ese go out puede ser go out for night.
At night.
Night.
Yeah, exactly. Go out
okay.
night. Muy bien. Eso, especialmente de noche. Muy bien, very good. So in that case, we can have also some actions, some like sentences which are not recommended. It's a bad idea, so I can use it with shouldn't. You shouldn't go out at night. No, that's not a good idea. Listo? That's it. Very good. So, and with can, we're talking about things which are impossible. Yes? For example, if, well, in this moment, like it's different, but during the pandemic, let's remember the pandemic, no? Was it possible to go out of the house? No. The people can't go out of the house, so it's impossible. It's something that is prohibited, something that it cannot be done, right? Different from shouldn't. When I say shouldn't, it's possible, but it's a bad idea. But when I say can, it's because it's not possible. The person cannot do the action, right? It's a prohibition. So, for example, the people can go out in the pandemic. Or, for example, the people can't be in a hospital without the mask. It's necessary. So it's a prohibition to be in a hospital without the mask, right? So all of these sentences are going to be created with modal verbs. Can, should, or shouldn't. In this case, it's easy because they don't require any auxiliary, anything else. It's just the modal verb and the base form of the verb. Ready? Questions, society, difficulties, problems?
Teacher, otro
Very good.
ejemplo.
Is plural, teacher.
Sorry. ¿Otro ejemplo de qué parte, Heidi?
De poder.
De can't.
Sí.
Por ejemplo, a ver, vamos a borrar este pedacito. Wait. Erasing. Good, good, good. Wait a second. If you have a runny nose, if you have a runny nose, which are the recommendations? Which are the recommendations if you have a runny nose?
Go out at night.
It's a good idea or it's a bad idea? Cases, it's a good idea or bad idea? Go out at night.
Bad idea.
Bad
Bad
idea. O sea,
idea.
¿qué debería usar? Should or shouldn't? O can or can't?
Shouldn't.
You shouldn't go out at night.
Shouldn't go out at night. Muy bien, very good. But if I say, for example, you, breathe.
You should.
Un segundo, breathe. Like good, like well. Sorry, here it's breathe without H. So you breathe well. Mira, what is the modal verb here?
You can.
Exactly, no? So if you have a runny nose, you can't breathe well. No es que no debas, es que no puedes, because of course tu nariz está congestionada, so no puedes respirar bien, ¿ready? No es de buena idea o mala idea, sino de ¿es posible o imposible? O sea, ¿se puede o no se puede? In this case, you can't breathe well, right? Good. Okay, good. So, and what's the recommendation in that case? What's the good idea in this part?
You should drink hot drink.
You should drink something hot. Maybe agua panela or hot tea or something, no? You should drink something hot, right? Entonces, bueno, esta sí es la good idea. Yorani, dime.
Teacher, you should beat grab is correct?
You should what, sorry?
Para que esté mal.
You should beat grab.
I don't understand that. ¿Pues le puedes escribir, por favor? En el chat, si no te entiendo, sorry. Rap, ok. Good, ok, wrap yourself. Es que wrap es como un regalo, como envolverse, cubrirse, ¿no? But I would say like you should cover, cover yourself or wrap up. Sorry, wrap up. Which is like, okay, volverse o cubrirse, that's it. Muy bien, very good. Jeanette?
She should use the shoulder cloth.
She should use the?
Ropa abrigada, teacher.
Cover clothes. Clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good, okay. Or warm clothes also. Muy bien, Ginny, thank you. Mari?
You shouldn't go to work. Go to work.
Depending on the company, but yeah, you shouldn't go to work because also you can contagion with the other co-workers. Muy bien, Marisol, excellent, very good. Ready? So in that case,
you should visit to the doctor.
You should visit to the doctor, of course, that's true. You should visit to the doctor. Ready? So in
Teacher,
that case, yes, dime.
¿cómo se dice como consumir? O sea, si uno no quiere decir ni beber, ni tomar, ni comer, sino
Consume.
consumir. Consume. You should consume ginger.
Okay. Yeah, good. In the tea or in the liquids, yes, you should consume ginger. That's it. Very good. Okay. Okay, guys. So in this case, we have two modal verbs, should and can't. And they do so those two numbers, they give me 4 options. Can, should, and shouldn't. But also, we are going to see that when we are talking about suggestions or recommendations, we have other possibility, which is using the expressions with infinitive verb, right? When we have recommendations with infinitive, it's also possible that we do it with the, with should, you should do that, you should do that. Or we have other expressions that are going to be with to and another verb, and they can help me to introduce also recommendation. Expressions like, for example, it is important to. What is the meaning of it is important?
Es importante.
Es
Es importante.
It
O
is
esto
necessary.
Es
es
necesario.
necesario.
It is helpful.
Eso te puede ayudar.
Es útil, muy bien.
O
It
es
is a good
útil.
idea.
Es una buena idea.
Es una buena idea. Be sure o make sure.
Seguramente.
Asegúrate de,
Asegúrate.
Remember,
Recuerda.
Recuerda.
don't forget, que es the same, no olvides,
No olvides.
and try,
Trata.
trata de. Good.
Ajá.
Entonces, todas estas expresiones vienen acompañadas, obviamente, de to, porque después de eso viene el verbo que voy a recomendar. Entonces, por ejemplo, es importante beber algo caliente. Entonces, ese beber es el verbo que quiero recomendar, que es un verbo en ing, en infinitivo. Recuerda consumir jengibre. Bueno, entonces, remember to consume ginger. Yes. Es una buena idea ir al doctor. Entonces, todas estas expresiones hacen la misma función que hace should y hace can, especialmente should. La mayoría son de recomendación. Entonces, es otra opción. ¿Para qué? Para no usar siempre you should, you should, you should. Podemos usar también estas expresiones con to. Como se dan cuenta, todas funcionan con verb to be. Bueno, la mayoría. It is important to, it is necessary to, it is helpful to, it is a good idea to. O otras expresiones como be sure to, make sure to, remember, try. Y always with the infinitive form, to. Recuerden que después de to, el verbo siguiente siempre va a ir en infinitivo, o sea, en la forma básica, básica, básica. ¿Vale? ¿Ready? Clear the expressions? ¿Sí están claras las expresiones? Más o menos, more or less. All good? Listo, very good. Guys,
Okay, very good.
anybody has questions about these expressions? ¿Alguna pregunta? ¿No? ¿Todo súper claro? Son muy
Teacher, con
sencillos.
tercera persona sería igual.
En este caso, no importa, digamos que sea tercera persona, porque hablamos de it, siempre en estas que son con verb to be, porque estamos hablando de la idea. Entonces, es una buena idea. Esa idea es con it. Y en este caso hablamos directamente con el verbo, no hay sujeto. Remember to, make sure to, don't forget to. ¿Vale? So no problem.
Vale, gracias.
¿Listo? Entonces, bueno, let's see. What happened? What happened? What happened? A ver, I am having here. Good. What happened for the women if you have some cramps? What should I do? And with the question also, I can also make the question, so wait. What should I do? What should I do for the menstrual cramps? Bueno, not me, because I don't get it, but my wife does. So what should she do for the menstrual cramps? No sé, recommendations.
You should drink tea,
Mhm.
hot tea.
You should drink a hot tea. That's great. Very good. Anything else?
I should drink Calmidol.
Okay, very good. It's a possibility. You should take a pill.
Yo no soy mujer, pero sí, ya de una.
Exactly, very good. That's it. Any other? Yurani?
Teacher, es que quiero decir bolsa de agua caliente, pero no me queda claro. Es como
Hot bath.
hot water.
Solo hot
No.
bath.
Hot bath. Ok.
¿Pero qué? Entonces, hot bath es solo bolsa de agua.
Hot bath. Ok. Entonces, y you should pero sería colocar o pues poner
Poner.
put hot bath.
You should put a hot bath. ¿Dónde me la pongo? ¿En la cabeza? ¿En la espalda?
In the stomach.
Ah, good, very good. You should put a hot bag in the stomach.
Stomach.
In the stomach. Muy bien. ¿Qué más? Any other recommendation? That's so far. No more recommendations. Bueno, no, okay. Another problem. What should I do for that's yeah. Oh, that one is this one. What should I do for a headache? What should I do for a headache? What should I do for a headache?
You should close your eyes.
Okay, you should close your eyes. Good idea.
Take
Let's see,
a pill.
doctors. Paula, again.
You should take a pill.
Okay, you should take a pill, Advil, whatever, no? Any kind of painkiller. What is the meaning of painkiller? A Dolex pill, sí, exactly. Dolex, Advil o el que sea, a painkiller. Listo, como un calmante. Listo, un calmante. That's it. Muy bien. Any other recommendation?
Your
You
teacher.
should take a break.
Okay, you should take a break. Very
Oh.
good.
Get some rest. Descansar. Teacher, ¿cuál es
Also.
la correcta?
Yeah, rest, en rest.
Rest
Un
es
descanso, ¿no?
descansar, pero también get some rest
Some
está
rest.
bien.
Okay.
Get some
Ajá,
rest
get some
está
rest.
perfecto. Listo, perfecto. So you should rest, you should get some rest.
¿Qué iba a decir yo? Eso es lo que iba a decir. Sí, sí,
Bueno.
no, drink a pill and get some rest.
Okay, drink a pill and get some rest. Muy bien. Home remedies. Lo que pregunta Paula en el chat es home remedies, ¿no? Home remedies. ¿Listo? Entonces, bueno, como se dieron cuenta, yo les pregunté, digamos, recomendaciones, sugerencias sobre los problemas. Y todos usaron should, ¿cierto? Pero recuerden que should no es la única opción que tenemos. Podemos, aparte de should, usar ¿qué? It's important to.
Okay.
It is
It's a good
important
idea to.
in recommended.
Is recommended to. It's a good idea to. Remember to. Try to. Muchas otras expresiones, porque ya sabemos que obviamente siempre uno viene y lo primero que viene es a la cabeza should, pero tengo muchas otras expresiones para hacer. ¿Listo? Guys, en la actividad del checkpoint de la semana 10, la segunda parte, no, la primera, bueno, la parte
9.
escrita, no, en la semana 9 no tenemos checkpoint, la semana 10, la siguiente.
Ah,
¿Listo?
ok.
En la semana 10 tenemos el checkpoint, ¿listo? Y en la semana 10 el checkpoint, la parte escrita, va a ser dar recomendaciones para unas personas que tienen problemas, que están como en un blog de medicina y piden unas recomendaciones. Entonces, esas recomendaciones las van a dar, pero no solo con should, ¿listo? Usen todas las expresiones que tenemos, no solamente should. Should es de la más popular, obviamente, pero no es la única. Así que denle uso a las otras expresiones, sobre todo estas que tienen infinitive, porque son expresiones muy
Eso le voy a
útiles.
decir, ponga ese por favor,
¿Ok?
teacher. Disculpa.
¿Listo? Entonces son expresiones muy útiles para poder dar recomendaciones también. ¿Listo? Entonces recuerden, es la expresión primera, to, y luego el siguiente verbo, que es pues lo que van a recomendar. It's important to drink Calmidol. It's a good idea to put a hot bag in the stomach. It's necessary to drink a pill, a painkiller. Be sure to sleep a little. Try to get some rest, you know? So it's the same way, but with other expressions different from should. ¿Listo, guys? ¿Cómo van ahí? Good?
Very good, teacher. Thank you.
Very good. Bueno, Paula hacía una pregunta en el chat que no le contesté en su momento y la dejé para el final. Entonces, ¿cómo se usa pass away en una oración? Igual que un verbo cualquiera. Por ejemplo, if, no sé, my father passed away 23 years ago. That's it. Es como un verbo cualquiera. O sea, está entre el sujeto y el complemento. Ahí va a estar el verbo, tiene pasado, tiene futuro, lo mismo que un verbo cualquiera, Pau. ¿Listo? Normalito. Va a funcionar exactamente igual. ¿Ok? ¿Ready? ¿Listo? Questions, anybody, preguntas a alguien de alguna expresión, difficulties, problems. ¿Todo bien? All fine. ¿Listo? Bueno, guys, entonces esta semanita no tenemos más clase, la otra semana también solo tenemos una clasecilla, pero va a estar un poquito más larga, entonces pues igual, creo que es el martes, si no estoy mal, a las 8, igual, ¿vale? Para que ya se programen, ya igual el sábado en la mañana ya sepan cuándo buscar. Y nada, pues nosotros entonces la otra semanita, vayan adelantando las actividades, las clases de las semanitas, por ahí tienen alguna atrasada. Cualquier cosita me escriben, guys. ¿Listo? Ya saben, a WhatsApp, yo les contesto tan pronto pueda. Y that's it. Ok, so have a good night, que descansen, nos vemos la otra semanita, bien juiciosos, a adelantar, ¿vale?
Thank you,
Sí.
teacher.
Thank you,
Good night,
teacher.
thank
Good
Que les
you.
night,
vaya
good
muy
night,
bien.
teacher.
Goodbye.
Good night, class.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
teacher.
Okay, no problem.